What's up, guys? What's up? I hope you're having a great day. So, some crazy action overnight, huh? So let's just look at the futures first. What happened? Let's look at the SPX USD 24 hours one, right? So we're right at 37.30 right now. That's a huge drop, and everything just looked pretty good here above the bull flag, and then 3900 was tapped, right? Just a little above it, and ever since we've been down. All right, and last night also we futures were holding, and then obviously they dumped during the night because some decisions came from the other side of the world. And if you guys look at them, right? And now basically here the thing to note, we're trading at 37.30. So I'll go back to SPX here. And let's go on the weekly chart. Let's go on the weekly chart on SPX. And I'm gonna zoom out of this here because there's something that's building up here, right? You guys will see this go in a certain places, and so if I show you guys here, let me just add this indicator, and let me add the moving average. Actually, you know what? I think I already have it. The 50 and the this is 50 and 200 MA, but there's a moving average that I have here. I think it's the 8 EMA and 21 EMA maybe. But anyways, the golden cross that's going on this chart is not here. Maybe it's on this. Nope, I have to find it. But the weekly 50 and 200 day moving average, if it crosses over now on the weekly, I'll get you at the right chart. There's a new downtrend that's going to start all the way towards much lower if that happens, because in the past every time it happened once here in 2008, there was a massive downtrend after for many months that lasted. Same thing in the year 2000, the crash, right? The market was in a downtrend for a long time. And this is what I was commenting yesterday during the day, that if something like that happens, 38.30 yesterday was the one level that we spoke about, and then I give you guys SPY 374. If we break SPY 374 and we hold underneath, low of the year is not far. All right, so if we start trading under 374 on SPY, low of the year is not far, and this will most likely happen today that we trade under 374. So be careful on your long positions, because there's a good chance we might not even see 3900 for a long time then. All right, if that happens, because there's a new downtrend that will emerge and nobody will be expecting it. However, one thing I will tell you is if we ever go back above 35.30 sometime soon, maybe today, maybe next week, in case if the market does end up bouncing, we don't know what's going to happen, right? We hold about 38.30, then 4,000 is also not far. Then 4,000 is not far. All right. Right now to the downside, the market is under hedged. All right. Downside, there's not enough protection. Now there are two meanings to this. All right. There's two things that will happen if what this means basically. One, there's not enough confidence in traders that the market is going to go down. Number two, if that protection comes in at the same time, then we go down faster. A lot more volatility comes in. A lot more volatility will kick in then, and there will be some big red candles. All right, and if it doesn't come in, there's not downside enough protection, then this right now there will be less volatility. But as the negative gamma starts increasing, we have more positions that start coming in, there will be a faster move down. Even though we had a big red day yesterday, there wasn't enough downside protection bought. All right, there wasn't. Now yesterday we were going over some charts. Triple Q, I mentioned in the chat that 270 is a massive resistance support, right? That 270. So if we go on the hourly chart here, or let me go over the 5 minute, actually it's much better. Now when I mentioned that it'll be hard to break 270 that we spoke about right here, I sent you guys a message that, you know what, 270 will be hard to break right here, right? But if it breaks, I did leave you the message that there will be a waterfall underneath. Why the waterfall? Because the 270 negative gamma, 270 gamma was huge, which is going to act as support initially. All right, now for gammas like this to break out of, so usually requires some crazy movement or something very strong in the market that's going on, right? And here, so 270 was support. As soon as we broke 270, what starts happening to the deltas of that put strike of the gamma, right? You guys all know that, right? If the deltas, for example, 0.3 currently, it reaches 0.5 when we get there. But the longer we stay under 170, closer to the money towards the end of the day, let's say if 170 put, for just an example, okay, the delta is 0.5 while Q is at 270 also at 3 p.m. All right, now let's say this is a scenario that 170 put delta is 0.5, and Qs are 270 at 3 p.m. By 3:30, or you know what, to make it better, Qs is at 269.50, just to make it better. All right, easier to understand. If it's at 269.50 by 3 p.m. and delta is 50 on it, right, on the 170 put, by 3:30, what do you think this delta is going to be? By 3:30, what do you think this delta is going to be on a $1 movement? This is going to increase even more. There will be maybe $1 delta on it, right? Not a dollar, it'll be close to 0.8 or something. It will be much higher if the Qs is still trading at 269.50. So at 3 p.m, if we're at 269.50, and then at 3:30 we're still at 269.50, for example, the deltas have now gone from 50 to 0.8. There will be much more selling required. All right, as the deltas move closer to the money. So the longer we stayed under 170 here, it was just nothing but a waterfall. It's nothing but a waterfall. Why? Because the delta started rising. Now we broke the gamma. There just has to be more and more selling them. Okay, and in many cases, what will happen is dealers will bounce it back up. But obviously, when we broke this, the negative gamma on 267, 268 also built up, right? Which basically means now it does not have to go back. It will hold around these prices here maybe until further it gets bought back. Further puts get bought. All right, so that's something to keep in mind. Now let's go over the raise. US 10-year, 4.19. God damn it. And here we are, nice little dip towards the 8 and 21 EMA, and now we're back above 4.2. Let's see what happens here. Do we double top it, or do we go higher, or do we bull flag here and go higher? DXY, same thing. We covered this as well a few days ago, around here last week, that if we dip below the 50 MA and stuff, we might even test 110. That's exactly what happened. Like from these levels, my target was actually 110 to test, and that's exactly what happened. Covered this in the pre-market in the previous session, and here we are back up now. Right, so now the trend holds. Now basically we need the number I'll give you guys on this is not a number, like I'll just give you guys as 114.90 basically plus. We hit 114.90 plus, we have a new uptrend all the way towards 115.16, 17, but 114.19 is what we need on this. It's a rough number, right? 10 cents from the recent highs. All right, and then we have Apple. A lot of protection was bought in this name. So Apple was heavy yesterday with a lot of puts far out. They bought a lot of puts on this name far out. So let me just go on the weekly chart. It's much easier. They bought a lot of puts on this chart far out into these dates, right? And on the weekly, this basically what's happening right here is distribution taking place. We broke out. It's unable to go higher. It's just holding this support. Every time they take it up, they unload it on retailers. People who are missing out, they unload this slowly onto retailers, the big funds. And now that the market is weak, things are happening. If we do break, stay under 150 on Apple, where we basically have this support that we're going to test first, which is all the way at 115. And then we have this right here of September 20, which is roughly, God bless you guys, this is roughly 101, basically 100, right? Anything is possible. Just look at Amazon. Right, look at who would have thought Amazon would go from 188 all the way towards 92 bucks. Nobody would believe it, right? People are in love with these stocks, right? I love Amazon. It's my favorite stock, but I need to accept the price. Actually, look at Google on the weekly, complete death. Meta, probably the ugliest stock ever, right? Look at this, right? And then Moderna, cool guys. Ricky, amazing call, man. That daily, I actually was thinking of buying some puts with you, to be honest. I was actually thinking that I should grab some because this was a very clean and a neat setup. Right, a very clean and a neat setup, and this is a huge dump, and those puts will be up huge, right? And then we have what else we have? Let's go over the currency rates. USD JPY, 148 holding. This has to do with a lot of interest rates, and then Euro USD is trading under parity. Again, the trend remains on the daily, nice little downtrend. Right, you just ride these kind of things until macro changes, and macro to change on these things takes a long time. There has to be some crazy strong policy from the market or from the Bank of England for these things to shift or something that will take place, right? And apart from that, I have Apple, the puts that we just spoke about, those will be up nice. And crazy day, man. Yesterday I would have nailed this day, but it's okay. I just missed my entry. These days don't come every day. Let's see what happens today. We are gapping down towards 37.40. Just be patient, and let me see if I can get some gamma reports right now or not. if I have something for now. Okay, so there's some levels that I already see for interest for today I can give you guys, but this will change when the market opens. 37.70 is of interest, 37.50, 37.20, 3700, and then all the way towards 36.50. And that's what I see for now, these levels right here. But I think these will change later on. I'll see. But anyways, this is what we have. Patience. Let's see what happens today, Thursday, and then Friday will also be important. Or do we have something like this that happens maybe today and tomorrow? I don't know. It's possible. Who knows, man? Who knows? It's absolutely possible that we just break it. But just remember SPY 374. All right. And congrats, you guys absolutely nailed it. LB, Yash, Ricky, all of you guys, J Money, Swaggy, right? Who else? Andrew, good morning. Another Andrew, good morning. Devinder, good morning. And but the main thing that I covered today was about the Qs. Okay, so the Qs delta part. So I hope you guys understand why we flush when we flush. And with that, thank you so much. See you guys.